In this problem, step 1, answer. M equals 2. Done. I'm going to highlight that because we're going to use it in a second. You don't need to highlight it, but if you want to, you can. Step 2. Plug in a point and solve for the y-intercept. We are using the equation of the line y equals mx plus b today, which is called slope-intercept form. You know m. What is m? 2, the slope. Good. 2x plus b. What we don't know is we don't know b, the y-intercept. So that's what you need to find. You're going to plug in a point. Your point is -3, 7. It's right there. This is x, y. X is -3. Y is 7. Plug it in, plug it in. That's the Glade song, right? What do I put instead of y? 7. What? 7 equals 2. What do I put instead of x? -3. In parentheses, please. Plus b. Okay, go ahead and multiply. 2 times -3. -6. So now you have -6 plus b. You need to get b by itself. And to do that, you would need to add the 6. So your b is 7 plus 13. Oh, sorry, 7 plus 6, which is 13. Yeah, good job, Miss Brent. This is important. You will need it. So you have m is 2, b is 13. Write the equation of the line. Step 3. Y equals, what's the slope? 2. X plus, what's the y-intercept? 13. This is your answer. So I would put a 1. However you find the slope, if you make a table or if you just draw arrows, it's fine with me. I'm going to make a table and put my 2 points in the table. -4, 1, 2, 4. What's my change in x? From -4 to 2? Plus, okay, no I did. Plus 6. How about from 1 to 4? Plus 3. You gotta make sure you put change in y over change in x. It would be 3 over 6. What does that simplify to? 1/2. M is 1/2. That's important. I'm going to highlight it for you. Step 2, plug in a point and calculate the y-intercept. So take your equation, y equals mx plus b, step 2. And you're going to put what for m? On half, yes. 1/2 x plus b. It does not matter which point you choose, whichever one you prefer. Personally, I like the one that doesn't have negative numbers, but if you want to choose -4, 1, it doesn't matter. It's up to you. So I'm going to choose 2, 4 to be my x and y. Plug it in. What do I put instead of y? 4. 4 equals 1/2 in parentheses. What do I put for x? 2 plus b. Multiply. What is 1/2 times 2, or half of 2? 1. Good. We can't be scared of fractions today. They are our friend. You will see fractions a lot today, and it's okay. How do I get b by itself, Bobby? So the y-intercept is 3. That's important. You have m is 1/2, 3 is b. Last step, write the equation. I'll do it down here. Step 3, y equals, who could give me the equation if you want to raise your hand? Now, what's the equation?
1/2 x plus 3.
You got it. Y equals 1/2 x plus 3. What is the name of this function? F. Which number are you inputting? -2. And then when you input a -2, what do you get out? -3. So this is the input. I would write this down. If there's any problem from today that my students, like you get it right now and then you just forget over and over, it's this. It's not hard, it's just, it's a particular one. The output is -3. The output is y. So you have the x and y from function notation. You input -3, you output, input -2, you output -3. But you need to write from 2 points today. So the first thing I need you to do is write this in 2 points. What's the first point? Can someone raise your hand and tell me, what's the first point? Take that function notation. Jordan, what's the first point? -2, -3. Good. Could someone give me the second point? Elena, what's the second point? -6, 1. Because your input is x and your output is y. Excellent. From here, it's the same problem as last time, right? Find the slope, step 1. If you can do this without me, then do it. Step 1, I'm going to make a table. You do it how it makes sense for you. I need you to find the slope. Okay. Your change in x, is that -4? Yeah. Your change in y. Cole, so I have my slope as 4 over -4. What does that simplify to?
-1.
Yep. So your slope should be -1. Once you have your slope, step 2, plug in point, find the y-intercept. If you can do this without me, then do it. It's fine. Y equals -1x plus b. Oh, nice. They're watching calculus. It does not matter which point you choose. Do you guys have a preference? Since we don't have a preference, I'm going to use the second one, since you don't care. I'm not hearing anybody. So we'll use this one. This is going to be my x and y. If you choose the first one, you will get the same thing. So don't be like, oh no, which one is right? They're both right. What do I put for y then? 1. And since I'm using 1, Catherine, what do I put for x? Yep. That is so loud. Okay. Multiply -1 times -6, class. What is that, please? +6. Good. Andrew, I want b by itself. How do I get rid of the 6? Yes. So the b value should be -5. That's your y-intercept. You have m, you have b. Write the equation. Could someone tell me the equation? Grace, go for it. Perfect. And you could put plus -5. It doesn't matter. Same thing. Or you could do y equals -x minus 5. You don't have to have the 1 technically. The last one. Thanks for sticking with me. The last one is a word problem, but it is still an equation with 2 points. I need you to, as I read this, I'll read it twice. Listen for the 2 points, please. 4 years after a hedge maple tree was planted, its height was 9 feet. 8 years after it was planted, the hedge maple tree, oh my goodness. The hedge maple tree's height was 12 feet. Okay, listen one more time. I need 2 points. 4 years after it was planted, its height was 9 feet. 8 years after it was planted, its height was 12 feet. There are 2 points. Logan, can you give me 1 point? 9. 4 years after it was planted, its height was 9 feet. Jordan, what's the other? Jordan Dagley. 8 years after it was planted, it was 12 feet. Good. All right, I need the slope. Go ahead, find the slope. I'm going to do it on the board if you're struggling with this, but we found slope a lot already in this class. So step 1, find the slope, please. Make sure you put y over x. When you have your slope, check it with what I have. Step 2, find the y-intercept. Choose a point. It doesn't matter what you choose. I'm going to choose 4, 9. So then 9 is y, and x is 4. Okay, there's nothing to be afraid of here. 3/4 of 4. If you have 4, what is 3/4 of 4? Oh, what's 3/4 of 4? 3. Yeah, because you've got 4 parts. I want 3 of them. 3/4 of 4 is 3. So this is 3 plus b. If you subtract 3, our y-intercept is 6. So b should be 6. Okay, let's write the equation, then we have a couple questions to answer. Jeremy, what would be my equation? Since I know my slope and y-intercept.
Y equals 3/4 x plus b, 6.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, answering a couple questions. What is the growth rate of the hedge maple? If I'm asking for the growth rate, which will be how much the tree grows every single year, am I asking for the slope or the y-intercept? The slope, the rate of change. Jordan Hayes, what's my growth rate? Right. So I want the slope. 3/4 of a foot per year is how much it's growing. When I'm asking for the growth rate, I usually want per 1. So let's write in a sentence, the tree grows 3/4 of a foot. I need units here. Per year. If you put 0.75 feet, that's also fine. It's a word problem, that's acceptable. And if I'm asking about the height when it was planted, I'm asking for a starting point. So what am I looking for there? The y-intercept, where it starts. So here I want the y-intercept. The y-intercept we know to be 6, so can someone give me a sentence that actually makes sense for this problem? What was its height when it was planted? Connor, can you give me a full sentence? So Connor, Elliot, you told me 6 feet. Can you give me that in a sentence? The height when it was planted? Yeah. Height when the tree was planted was 6 feet.